The United States on Wednesday carried out its first air strike on Taliban fighters in Afghanistan since the two sides signed a troop withdrawal agreement on Saturday. A U.S. Forces spokesman confirmed the incident in southern Helmand province, hours after President Donald Trump spoke by phone with chief Taliban negotiator Mullah Baradar Akand on Tuesday, the first known conversation between a U.S. leader and a top Taliban official. The Taliban fighters were actively attacking an Afghan National Security Forces checkpoint. This was a defensive strike to disrupt the attack, said Colonel Sonny Leggett, a spokesman for the U.S. forces in Afghanistan in a tweet. He said Washington was committed to peace but would defend Afghan forces if needed. Taliban leadership promised the international community they would reduce violence and not increase attacks. "We call on the Taliban to stop needless attacks and uphold their commitments," he said. The air strike was the first by the United States against the Taliban in 11 days, when a reduction in violence agreement had begun between the sides in the lead-up to Saturday's pact. Since the signing, the Taliban had decided on Monday to resume normal operations against Afghan forces, though sources have said they will continue to hold back on attacks on foreign forces. The Taliban has declined to confirm or deny responsibility for any of the attacks. Taliban spokesman Suhail Shaheen said in a tweet that, according to the plan, the Taliban is implementing all parts of the agreement one after another in order to keep the fighting reduced. A Taliban senior commander in Helmand who declined to be named said that a drone had targeted their position. "As far as I know, we didn't suffer any human losses, but we are working on it and sent our team to the area," he told Reuters, adding that the group's senior leadership in Afghanistan had called an emergency meeting to discuss what he described as a major violation of the agreement. Experts said the public agreement was vague on details around ongoing violence in the country, but that the air strike and comments from U.S. officials suggested the United States had a plan to ensure reduced violence against Afghan forces and civilians. "It is significant. I don't think it signals the collapse of the whole U.S.-Taliban agreement, but you can easily see how things could spiral," said Andrew Watkins, a senior analyst covering Afghanistan at International Crisis Group. A spokesman for Helmand's provincial governor said the Taliban had attacked a security checkpoint in Washer district, a different district to the one in which the U.S. carried out its air strike, on Tuesday evening, killing 2 police officers. An Interior Ministry spokesman, Nasrat Rahimi, said on Wednesday the Taliban had conducted 30 attacks in 15 provinces in the previous 24 hours, killing 4 civilians and 11 security and defense force members. 17 Taliban members had been killed, he said. The weekend agreement envisages a full withdrawal of all U.S. and coalition forces within 14 months, dependent on security guarantees by the Taliban, but faces a number of hurdles as the United States tries to shepherd the Taliban and Afghan government toward talks.